George Orwell said in his novel 1984, when we can cut a man from his past, then we can cut him from his family, his children, and other men. There is no loyalty except to the party. We control life at all levels. We create human nature. Men are infinitely malleable. That if you sever them, from any type of history, any type of precedent, that you cut him then from his family, from his children, from other men. There is no loyalty except for the party, and they're malleable. They can change. And if anything characterizes our time, not 1984, but the year 2024, it's that we have a hatred for the old paths, anything ancient or tradition or the tradition of the West, so that we're very self-conscious, that we don't want to receive wisdom, that we don't want to receive knowledge, that we don't want to receive wisdom. In fact, self-consciously, we reject that. And perhaps the easiest and most obvious example is that whatever you might think about marriage, for 6,000 years, marriage was what we think marriage was or is for 6,000 years. And then poof, like that, we have something new, a new way of seeing, and history is then forgotten, any sense of history. Now, I know ultimately we want to go to the Word of God, or that college today is seen as an unlearning or a forgetting or actually an attacking of our history or of our heritage and a laying on of guilt. And the point here is, yes, we could talk about this culturally, we could talk about it from an educational perspective, but we also can talk about it within the church. That within the church there's an antipathy, there's an indifference, there's an indifference and sometimes even a hostility to that which has come before. And some believe that when we say that we're Reformed Christians, that we believe in the Bible and that the Bible is the only authority and the only consideration that we would have concerning the foundation of truth and so forth. And that there is no sense of a passing down of the faith. And what I'm suggesting to you here today, or actually as a preacher, I'm telling you this, that's just a misnomer. That's not a mature understanding. The Reformers from beginning to end would say that is wrong. But let me explain, because some of you are probably like, what is he talking about? Fine. We declare that the Bible is the sole ultimate authority. Notice the emphasis there, that the Bible is the sole ultimate authority. But that is a much different thing than saying that the Bible is the sole authority. That is, that there are lots of authorities, and yes, there's a hierarchy. So when you get to the end, when push comes to shove, we're going to say that the Bible is authoritative and the sole ultimate authority. But the Bible is not the only authority. We have fathers and mothers who have authority. We have church officers who have authority. We have confessions and so forth where there is authority. We have policemen who have authority, and the magistrate has authority, so that it's not just you and your Bible, and we can acknowledge and actually teach that Jesus participated in Jewish traditions that are not found in the Old Testament. For instance, Hanukkah. You're going to read the Old Testament a long time looking for Hanukkah. It is not there, and yet Jesus participated in that, or Paul says to hold fast to the traditions. And I'm saying that the Bible is not against tradition per se, and that tradition is inescapable. So even if I said to you here today that my tradition is to have no tradition, which is to say I have a tradition. We have a tradition in this church to not have any tradition. In other words, it's inescapable that you can't run from that. I'm not saying that every tradition is a good tradition, but I'm saying that as that has been absorbed into a culture, that we're so malleable, that is what we believe, that there's no givenness, that we're liquid, so to speak, that we can go anywhere because there's no form that's being handed down. And John Calvin said that when there is an accepted custom, it is a good and a decent one, we must accept it, and whoever tries to change it is surely the enemy of the common good.